Okay, YouTube, just had to wait a few minutes here before it acts up. So here we go on a double cup. Got the coffee in there. Hear that loud buzzing. You just don't get any pressure here. See, there's no pressure on the dial. That buzzing is coming from one of these two solenoids. The valve in there is just, instead of opening to let the pressure from the pump through, it's just letting little bursts of pressure through. If you hear that sound, you probably need to replace these. Okay, so here's all the tools I used. I had a couple of Phillips screwdrivers. Then I had a small screwdriver and a pick to get those little O-rings out. And then a couple of needle nose pliers for the hard plastic lines with the ferrules and the clips. And then you need a small wire cutter to cut the tie wrap that clamps the silicone hose to that plastic box and the hose bar. So that's the tools you need. So anyway, to get the top and the back panel off, there's two screws up front that you need to get out, and one of them is up here where the tamper goes. There's the magnet, and then off to the right side here there's a screw, and then there's one way over here right next to the hot water outlet right here. And then you've got the machine unplugged too, because you're going to be poking around inside. It's also a good idea here to run your grinder until no more coffee comes out, because you're going to be pulling the top off here. And then here on the back you've got 5 screws across the top, and then there's 3 more in these recesses here. It's got to come up a little bit higher so I can grab it. There it is. Oh, okay. I thought they were like silicone rubber plugs, but they're hard plastic. And let's see, that's probably pretty deep. Yeah. So you need a pretty long, skinny screwdriver because the screws are down that far. Okay, let's get this last screw here. So you got to feel down in here and make sure the screwdriver is really engaged. And then you want to push down and twist, because you can't really see what you're doing down there. And the last thing you'd want to do is strip one of those out. Yeah, they don't seem to be magnetic screws. I tried magnetizing my screwdriver, but I guess these screws, unless you turn the thing over, aren't going to come out. But let's see, supposedly now you can just lift up the top here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's the top. This must be the switch that detects that the grinder hopper is fully engaged. You lift up on the tab and take that out. So supposedly this back comes off here. 2 clips on each side. We've got a pop loose. There's 1. 2. Yeah, this is the water hose down here. Okay, this seems to be the best way to get those screws out that are holding the water valve in place. The reason you want to do it either this way or over the edge of a cabinet or table is that if those screws fall out, they'll fall down or down on the ground. If you have this side up, the screws are going to fall down inside the machine and you may never find them again. So I got in from the top and pushed down, because there's a silicone rubber gasket that kind of holds that thing in place. I think those screws will stay there. I screwed them back in because you'll need those screws in place to get it back in there. There's no way you're going to be able to get the screws because they're not magnetic. The only way you're going to get that back in is if the screws are already started. There's 1, 2, and 3. So you've got the 3 screws that were under those plugs. So this is your pump right here, the high pressure pump. Here's the solenoid block. So that's this hose here. Goes down to this part. Here's the solenoids. So you got red, blue, and orange blue. Looks like the blues, these must be the neutrals here. So you got this short line that goes up here to your heater. And then this one here goes over. And here's your water steam switch right here. But yeah, I guess the trick is you've got to get enough stuff moved out of the way The video I saw removes the pump, but I saw one of the comments on that video said they were able to leave the pump in place and get this thing out of here. You have to save these clips though, because you're going to need these clips have to go into here. So you 1, 2, 3 of those clips that you've got to retain. Let's just try one of these here. Yeah, there's a clip, and I guess that's what holds that little hose in place. So these have a little ferrule on the end. That's how they're done. Crimped on, I guess. Yeah, you got this one here. There's 2. That one I might need this little pick in there. Yeah, there you go. So you need a little pick, needle nose pliers, and a couple of screwdrivers. 1, 2, 3, and then I got to get this one off. Okay, let's see if we can get in there and snip this. There we go. Got that out of there. You just don't want to cut too deep or you'll cut into the hose there. And let's see, I got to get this off of here. There we go, that's up. And let's get these wires off. So again, red and orange, 2 blues and the 2 greens on the bottom. It's kind of right in the way of this hose here. Hopefully I don't have to move it. There we go. There's the greens out of the way. So you probably want to make sure you get everything disconnected before you unscrew it here, because otherwise you don't have anything to pull against. I think I'll try to grab that. There we go. Oh, these are magnetic at least. That's actually good, because that'll make it easier to put back in. I think we're almost there. Hold that up. Yeah, so magnetic screwdriver works there. There we go. Looks like it's got to come up this way here. Get that one out of the way. Just got to get all of these things out of the way. Let's see if that'll come. Oh, yeah, I think it will. There you go. Okay, there's the old one. The one thing you need to do here is get those O-rings, and you need a little pick like this. So you reach in there, pull those out, and then save them, because you're going to need those in the new solenoid block. They do use these slots, and those are in the same position there. So yeah, when you put it in, you have to slide it in, over, and then drop it down on those slots. So these look like different brand. These are all made in Italy. So this Simi brand that's on the new one. This is Olab. Yeah, so I think before I put this back together, one thing I want to do is test these side by side and see if there's any difference here in terms of how much current they draw or what they sound like. But I figure I'm going to keep this. I don't know if the solenoids are bad or if there's like something clogging these valves. But yeah, so I think let's go check these out, see if we can test out the current and the sound. Because I also want to listen to the sound of these, if they just click on and off, or do they buzz? Because these were definitely buzzing, and I just want to see if there's any detectable electrical difference in these. If I figure out a way to test them, I'll come back and we'll take a look at those.